This creator, who was doing rounds a while back for claiming that she was different from the ex who lured her, she actually used the word lured out of a good relationship to cheat on her. Due to public demand, she shared a story time, and the story time was insane.
Well, you're exactly like him. You literally did the same thing.
So the girlie who said she was lured out of a great marriage and then got cheated on made a 7-minute long story time on what happened, and in response to some of the backlash that she's been getting. I watched it so you don't have to. She was 19 when she got married to her ex-husband because she got pregnant and her mom forced it upon her. She was crazy in love with this guy. They were best friends. They were high school sweethearts. He was the breadwinner. They had a great marriage and a happy family, but then he started getting laid off by his jobs and it was unstable, so then they were living paycheck to paycheck. And she says there were single men around her all the time, which she didn't fall into, which is wild to say because duh, there are single people around all of the time. She's saying that as if it's like a, oh, look at me staying faithful, as if it's that hard. She said that she didn't know what it meant to take vows. She was miserable and basically admitted to playing in his face for a while. She said that she started going to work again and then she felt resentment towards her husband. And then this guy at her new job would not stop flirting with her. She said that he was tall, dark, and handsome and that he never left her alone and would text her a lot, and then he just became irresistible. Yes, she used the word irresistible. She went out with that guy in a group, alcohol was involved, and not good stuff happened. Her ex-husband had found receipts that belonged to the guy in her car, and then he found out that they were texting a lot, so then they get a divorce. She moves in with the guy that she cheated with, and then everything went downhill. She was drinking too much alcohol. No one in her life liked the new guy, obviously. She says that it was the worst of times, and that guy still tries to come into her life now, even though they are done. She says that she takes accountability, but like she doesn't, because she still asserts basically in her story that she was lured by this irresistible guy and just admitted to cheating on her husband because they were going through hard times financially. Let me know what you guys think.
So I think I need to respond to this post, and thank you, Riley, for bringing up I need a story time, because I think it needs a story because I'm sick of explaining it. So I got pregnant when I was 19 years old, okay? And my mom was like, you're getting married. Actually, yeah. No, I gave birth when I was 19. So I was like 18-ish when I was pregnant. So my mom like forced it upon me. She was like, you're not going to be one of those mothers who are not married and you're on your own on welfare, because she worked for the welfare department. So she was like, my daughter's not going to be one of them. I deal with that on the daily, and you are going to get married. Now, we loved each other. Yes, we were madly in love. We were high school sweethearts. Yeah. So we were just pregnant. We moved in. My mom's like, you're getting married. So we got married. I was 5 months pregnant when I walked down the aisle. Everyone, it was the talk of the town. When a big family, oh my God, she's pregnant. Oh my God. That's why my mom's like, you're getting married. She's not going to be made fun of because her daughter had a baby out of wedlock. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I went with it. I went with it. I was 19. What the fuck was I going to do? And I loved him, like, madly. We were crazy in love with each other. That's why it was a good marriage. We were best friends.
You realize that her being in love with him almost comes up as an afterthought, like it's her mother's pressure first, then her being in love, basically being forced into the whole situation. In a moment, you'll realize why she keeps saying that she was forced into the marriage.
So when we got married, he became a bricklayer, okay? So it was a great job in Detroit, and for a long time, I mean, he was building all the buildings downtown, everything like that. We bought a house. We were the only people out of our friends who had a house. Everybody came to our house. It was the party house. We really had a good time. It was a great marriage. It was a great, happy family. Then he started getting laid off all the time because the economy just wasn't what it was. Like, shortly after we got married, I mean, it was like every winter he would get laid off. Every winter, because you can't lay bricks. You can't lay concrete. It's got to be a certain temperature. You know what I mean? So we struggled. We lived paycheck to paycheck every day of our lives.
Notice how everything went well when he was working, making good money, and they were the only ones out of their friend group who had bought a house. Now listen to what starts creeping up when they're living paycheck to paycheck.
There were always single men all around. All the time there were single men. Every time there was guys that lived across the street. They always flirted. There was always alcohol involved. Everybody was always drinking. Like I said, our house was the party house. So I never did anything. But then there were times like, and I just don't even know. Like, I just don't. That's a whole nother video. We're going to cut that out, and that'll be another video. I didn't know what it meant to take vows, you guys. I was 19, and I probably was ready to pass out from lack of oxygen because I was standing in a church full of everybody there for me and 5 months pregnant, which I hated my pregnancy. I was miserable. I was not the girl who dreamt of getting married and walking down the aisle. No, I want to run the beach and be free and lay in the sun. That's it. No, I don't want to do anything like family. I don't know. I didn't want to do that. I mean, it wasn't my dream. I did it, and I played face for a long time.
So far we have some disclaimers, if you've picked them. She was young, she was forced into marriage, there was a part she edited out, she was too young to understand what vows are, she was suffocated by the whole situation, and there was a lot of alcohol involved. Remember, just like from the previous case, 0 sense of accountability.
So he's always laid off. I have to, like, I'm not educated, so I got to go get educated, right? Like, I always waitress at night. So my husband at the time would go to work Brick Lane during the day. Well, that's how it was during the day in the beginning, and then I would go at night when he got home, would cook dinner and everything. As soon as he would come home, we would switch, and he would stay there with the baby at night, and I would go waitress, and then I'd come home. That went on for a while. Then, like I said, he started getting laid off. So then somebody had to go to work. So time for Mama to step up to the plate. So I did. I was like, yeah, bitch, I'm ready. I'm ready to get the fuck out of this house. But then I was going to school. I was working at a hospital, working at the hospital, clinical hours at the hospital, and bartending at the same time. And he was just staying home.
Bro who worked hard, bought a house, and sustained a family is now facing work-related issues, and guess what? He was just staying home. Immediately condescending.
Which is fine. We were a team, but I started losing respect. He started, we just really, hey, the dog always wants to drink my coffee. Benny. He's my new man now. That's what I don't have a man. Okay. I live with no man. This is my man. They rule my world. We just broke apart. It was getting bad, and I had resentment, and there was this guy at my new job who would not stop flirting with me, and he was tall, dark, and handsome, and he said all the right things, and I was just, it was the new job I was getting into, and he was like the best at that job, and I just watched him and learned from him every day, and I just was enamored by him, and he never left me alone every day. He just was a talker. Like, I mean, my phone was blowing up. He never stopped. It was irresistible. It became irresistible. I was pushing him off of me.
Losing respect for her husband, her high school sweetheart, who they were supposed to be a team, coincided with there being a tall, dark, and handsome guy at work who said the right things to a point he became irresistible. Yeah, she said irresistible.
But then we went out, all of us, as a group, and we drank. And when alcohol's involved, it's not good. That's why I don't drink anymore.
Again, she goes back to blaming alcohol as always, and there was a part involving alcohol that she had to edit out so she knew what alcohol did to her, so she knew what she was doing.
Literally the beginning of the end. I think weeks later, my ex-husband found like his receipt in my vehicle and asked who he was. And I think that also he may have started to go into Verizon and start looking at the hundreds and hundreds of text messages that were going on each day between me and the dude. He forgives me. What? He forgive me. So in that time, I literally, like I said, it was the beginning of the end, and I broke down, and it was a very quick downward spiral. I'm lucky that I made it out, never, losing my job or, also graduating and just getting through all of the stuff that I got through, because I was in utter turmoil the entire time.
Remember, she put herself in the turmoil she's talking about, but still manages to fashion herself out as a survivor.
I got divorced, and then I moved in with the dude. My son didn't want to live with him. I mean, it was just a whole horrible thing. My son just dropped out of school. It was just, everything went bad when I got divorced, and I should never have. And I was just delusional the whole time. I was completely delusional. I drank so much alcohol. I could not make decisions properly. My family would not interact with me anymore because I was making such wrong decisions. Nobody liked the guy that I was dating. So I had no support. They were just shocked that I left my ex. Just good times, Good times. Good fucking times. No, it was the worst of times, and I don't know how I made it out. It was the grace of God that I made it all out alive. And now I'm way on the other side, and it's crazy because the boyfriend, the guy that I left my husband for, he still literally tries. I literally still had to just block him because he still tries to come into my life. And he lives with a girl. So this is how I know that that's why I can make this fucking video, okay, and say, one thing about me is that I know that I'm never like you.
And now she talks about the fallout from the original video as she tries to fashion herself as completely different from her cheater companion.
Okay, that's what the fucking video is. Why is everyone flipping out over the video? Like, I went into the comments and you know, they hide these comments, and I approved all of these because I want them to be seen. I want all these comments to be seen. I take accountability. If you look in my follow me or anything, I have a series called Hard Life Lessons Learned, and that's one of them. The grass is not greener on the other side. Like, I've lived and learned. I have learned. Okay, people. I'm not a narcissist. I live alone, and mostly because I decide to, and I am an isolator. I don't like to be around others, but I don't like to date. I don't know. I am alone, so that's what I get, you know, and it is lonely and sad. But what hurt the most out of all of that was my son, and that's why I would have stayed. Okay, because mothers should, you know, you should give of yourself for your children. And I was only thinking of myself. I was very selfish and drunk and stupid. But now I'm on the other side. Now I'm getting emotional, but there you go, Riley. That's the story.
With zero remorse for the husband, and accountability being blaming alcohol for poor decisions, what's the hard life lessons you think she learned?